Here we go.
Is like gravity. All it takes is a little push.
What's up, guys? How you doing? Welcome back to the channel. So glad you stopped by. And if you're brand new here, welcome. Grab a seat and stay a while. But hey, do me a couple favors first. Go down and hit that subscribe button. Then go next door, ring that notification bell. Make sure it says all so you know when the next video pops up. Hit that like button. Before you head out, drop a comment. And if you're of the 770 plus regulars here, well, welcome back for another round. As you also hit that like button. And before you leave, drop a comment. As we know, YouTube does love those comments. And of course, as always, share this video out on all social media. My socials for Instagram and X are always down below in the description, along with a link to that wonderful Joker Voice merch store. Till time, last minute holiday gifts. Friends and family will love you forever. I promise. Okay, so we've had an interesting week in professional wrestling. A WWE legend cuts ties with the company. A botch on WWE TV leads to new TV policies for one of the WWE brands. Vince Russo is back in the news as he's opened his mouth not once, but twice. Should be interesting, bro. So we might as well get started because we've only got about 10 minutes for this. So let's jump right into it.
And here we go.
So our first story comes from Sports Illustrated as they came out with their best of 2025 for pro wrestling. And, well, I'll reveal one of the choices here. Their choice for match of the year, which actually lines up with what I said and what we, Wednesday Nights Overbooked, came up with. And that is Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky at WrestleMania 41. The rest of their choices, well, let's just say I'll be addressing those later this week.
Stay tuned for more.
I hate politics. I hate talking about politics, especially when it just comes down to the moral grandstanding that has been prevalent over the last decade, specifically when it's inconsistent, such as the case with hardcore and WWE legend Mick Foley. Now, recently, he took to social media telling the world that he has parted ways with the WWE. Now, this is regarding a recent post from the office of President Donald Trump. Mick cited his reasoning regarding the way the depiction of Rob Reiner and the senseless murder of that, and the treatment of immigrants as inhumane treatment of people. I want to focus on that one. Because yet, when it comes to the treatment of those in the employ of one Vincent Kennedy McMahon, Mick's been selectively quiet while expressing empathy for the alleged victims of the disgraced former WWE CEO. Mick's response to the allegations of the Janelle Grant lawsuit involving sexual assault and human trafficking, yeah, not so much. Publicly, instead, choosing not to pass judgment, but rather choosing to focus on the fond memories of the man he knows.
You can't be serious.
Now, we mentioned one vile human named Vince. Now we get to talk about another vile human also named Vince. In this case, Vince Russo. Now, Vince was recently in the ring at an event for Juggalo Championship Wrestling. That's right, I said that correctly. Where he pulled a shoot promo where he gave definitive proof as why the WWE product has had a down year. Was it the suits in TKO not knowing what wrestling is? No. Was it the booking for moments rather than actually telling stories? Nope. It was because Triple H is just jealous of his roster being bigger stars than he ever was.
Uh huh. Sure.
Oh, but wait, there's more. Now, according to Wrestling Corner, on one of his podcasts, Vince has an issue with Stephanie Vaquer being the WWE Women's World Champion. Reason being, English is her second language, and thus she cannot represent the company properly. Never said anything about Io Sky or Asuka, who also English is their second language. As the quote says, I can't, if she can't speak American, she shouldn't be champion, bro. Really, this should not be surprising from this clown, as he now works for Juggalo Championship Wrestling, a promotion run by the ICP. Literally, clowns. And finally, this past Tuesday on NXT, we saw a title change within the women's division. No, it wasn't JC Jane in the Women's NXT Championship. It was the Women's North American Championship. A match which saw Thea Hale defeat Blake Monroe to become the new Women's North American Champion in a match that pretty much went completely as planned.
You sure about that?
Except it wasn't. Now, this was evidenced by the awkward quiet between the 3 count and the ringing of the bell to end the match, and with Blake Monroe's music playing instead of Thea Hale's. So clearly, this was a botched finish, and what came after was quite a creative mess because segments for later on in the show had to be rewritten and improvised on the fly because talent that would have been affected by this title change had already recorded their segments and had already gone home for the night. So, according to Fightful and Fightful Select, a new policy for NXT has been put in place that talent is required to remain in the building until the show has officially gone the air.
That makes sense.
Now, from what I have heard, later on in an improvised segment, Blake Monroe demanded a rematch, and that match will take place at New Year's Evil. So that is just some of the news that's been in and around the world of professional wrestling. Now, stay tuned for more news and opinions later on this week, and definitely don't lose faith, folks. January 7th, we are back, 6 p.m. Pacific, right here on this channel as we begin 2026. Me and the guys on Wednesday night is overbooked. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, folks. Again, quick reminder before you head out the door, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, hey, thanks for sticking around this long. I appreciate it. And I'll see you folks all very soon. Hope you had a great weekend. Have a wonderful week ahead of you. Always have fun. Keep talking. Keep smiling. Until next time.